Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a general reading for twin flames in separation. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. There may be parts of it that resonate with you, parts of it that don't. The best way to get an accurate reading, of course, is to purchase a personal reading. I also have pick-a-card readings on my channel that allow a more personal experience. I was guided to do this reading because so many of you guys have been asking about twin flames and soulmates lately. So this is a reading for anyone who feels that they have someone that they're in a connection with, or that they feel is their twin flame or soulmate, or just a strong connection in love. These are all just labels, you guys, at the end of the day. But this is for anyone who is in a separation with someone that they really care about romantically, and the relationship hasn't solidified for whatever reason. So it will apply to those types of people the most. Now, the terminology I'm going to use is divine feminine and divine masculine. If you are the divine masculine, you will identify with this energy because you feel like you're the one who's like the person who pursues in the relationship, the person who has more masculine qualities. You don't necessarily have to be male though. This terminology could apply to same-sex couples or any different type of couple. It doesn't matter what your gender is or what your preference is, or what orientation you are. But divine masculine is more an energy that is active, very logical, very action-oriented type person, and divine feminine is more intuitive, maybe more introspective, maybe a little bit more artistic type energy. So you can even look online to ask, what are the differences between divine feminine, masculine. There's some really amazing articles out there that list the qualities. If you're confused about whether or not you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine, or if they're divine masculine or feminine, just Google it real quick. It'll save me a spiel. And also, maybe as you listen, you'll recognize which one you are and which one they are. And once again, if it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. If it does resonate, awesome. Definitely leave comments below. I would love to hear that. And let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to look into, for the collective, the general energy right now between divine masculine and feminine. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you happen upon this reading, what is the current energy? Wow. Well, this is the card that I always call like the surrender your will card. It's like both divine feminine and masculine right now are really just trying to surrender and kind of let this energy go for the meantime. Really almost trying to let it go. It's like that message of, if you love someone, let them go. If it's meant to be, they'll return to you. So it's like divine feminine and divine masculine are at a surrender phase right now in this connection, which is really good because they talk about surrender so much when it comes to soulmates and twin flames and love relationships, because sometimes if you hold on to someone or the concept of something too tight, if you really grasp it, and you push at it, that does create a state of resistance. And as we all know, resistance makes stronger and resistance creates blockages. So it seems like both parties are just kind of letting go of trying to predict and control outcomes. I sense there are a lot of blockages to this relationship coming together, which is why there's a separation energy here. And both people have been on this path for a while trying to make this connection, but there are some circumstances that are in the way. And so right now, both parties are kind of just trying to let go, trying to be okay with whatever happens in this situation, which is really good. But both parties are also still thinking about reconciliation. So I think it's a good balance, just letting it go, letting go of timelines, like whatever happens, happens, but still divine masculine and divine feminine are thinking about reconciliation, are thinking about reaching out or making this energy come together, returning. It says someone from your past is returning to your life. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is divine masculine or divine feminine as we continue this reading. But those who are truly destined to be together, truly twin flames, or truly meant to be in each other's lives, you know, there's no way you can break that bond. It's like an unbreakable bond. And so I feel like there's always going to be that thought of like, what if, or, you know, maybe I should connect. But the energy currently is more just like, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to just be open to what my heart tells me to do here. I'm not going to let this control me, you know? So let's move on to divine masculine. How is divine masculine currently feeling about the divine feminine? Divine masculine has really been worried about their situation in their life as far as their finances and their career goes and like what they have to offer. I get this energy about divine masculine that they're not exactly where they thought they would be at this point in their life. They have accomplished a lot, but I feel like for them it's almost never enough. And so they've been focused on achieving. And they keep thinking like, once I achieve this much, once I get to this point, then I can move forward with this and this and this, and perhaps divine feminine. But I think that divine masculine is starting to realize that there's always going to be that next mountain to climb. There's always going to be something to achieve. There's always going to be something you're lacking. And I think that they're starting to realize whatever the situation is, I still want to open my heart to love. So divine masculine is thinking about like flirting and like making the effort with the divine feminine and wants to connect. And this card says very soon. So they're starting to feel kind of like, you know what, whatever's happening in my life, I'm just going to keep flowing with it. I'm going to keep working on it, but I'm not going to put this off anymore. I want to connect with my divine feminine. I want to make the effort, and I'm going to do a little bit of flirting. I'm going to test the waters. I'm going to, you know, perhaps for some of them it's reaching out, you know. And I also think this is saying they've been thinking about you. They've been keeping their eye on you. This is the seer. They see what's going on in your life, whether or not like how great the separation is, if it's a physical separation, if it's more just like an emotional separation, whatever, if it's both, I feel like they still connect with you. They are still thinking about you. They're still keeping their eye on you somehow. And so you're still on their mind, divine feminine. Now, how does divine feminine feel about the divine masculine right now? So how does divine feminine feel about divine masculine? Ooh, deception. Okay, so divine feminine is a little worried to be codependent. Divine feminine has been realizing that feeling like they have to connect with divine masculine is a little codependent. Divine feminine's been working on their stability. Divine feminine has been working on their confidence and their independence and being okay with the separation. Some divine feminine have even completely let go of divine masculine, the concept of twin flames, soulmates, and just been like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to do me. I am my own soulmate. I am my own twin flame. So that's where some divine feminines are. They're like, they're finding their peace in the separation. But I also feel like divine feminine is still waiting for divine masculine to do something. Divine feminine kind of feels like the ball is in divine masculine's court. Divine feminine's realizing that they deserve love. They don't need deception. They don't need somebody who's going to lead them on. They don't need anything other than what they've already got going on in themselves. And so I feel like divine feminine's in a really powerful place right now, because divine feminine's letting go of codependency, is learning how to be okay with the separation. And I also think there's a little bit of deception here, because for some divine feminines, I see some divine feminines have moved on and found somebody else, or thinking about the idea of connecting with someone else, or already with somebody else, or there's other attachments. And so divine feminine doesn't want to deceive divine masculine, because the truth is divine feminine's heart will always be with divine masculine. But there's just like this energy of something else happening in the background. And also there's this ghosting energy. Divine feminine might be ghosting divine masculine, or just kind of not putting energy towards them. And so there's kind of a lot going on here in divine feminine's side. But I feel like ultimately divine feminine is just open to waiting for divine masculine, but is letting go of the codependency, is letting go of the desperation, is letting go of worrying about the separation. It's just being open to love in whatever form it comes, even if it's with a different soulmate or someone else. So what does divine masculine know about the situation that divine feminine doesn't know? So it's like divine masculine is kind of happy just doing their own thing. They're kind of in their cave. They're going through a transformation. For some divine masculine, this is manifesting as like a dark night of the soul, or as like a hermit phase, or just a really intense focus on just like the personal things that are going on in their life. And the funny thing is that divine masculine's actually kind of happy where they're at. Yes, they think about divine feminine, but they're happy where they're at. And that might be why there's this separation still, but they're in a transition. Things are changing for them. There might be some energy that comes and kind of forces them to take some kind of action in their life. Some energy that's going to cause them to have to move, maybe even physically move somewhere, or take some more action in their life. I don't know if it's necessarily energy is going to force them to take action towards divine feminine. I just think their circumstances are going to change. They might not be so comfortable very soon, but I think things are changing for the better. What else do they know about the situation? They want to make an effort. And I feel like divine feminine doesn't realize that. They're really toying with the idea of making an effort, of doing something, of reaching out, or putting some vibes out there. And divine feminine doesn't realize that. Divine feminine doesn't realize that there's changes coming. So what does divine feminine know about the situation that divine masculine doesn't know? Well, divine feminine is actually feeling pretty optimistic about everything. Maybe divine masculine thinks that divine feminine is still sad, or still longing, or still depressed, or whatever. But I feel like divine feminine's actually starting to do a bit better, and is optimistic, and is open, and just is feeling positive about whatever happens in their love life. And so divine masculine might not know that. Divine masculine might not realize how open-minded divine feminine is. Not to say everything's perfect. Also, I feel like divine feminine has other options in love. That might be something divine masculine doesn't know, is that maybe there's been some other people that have been connecting or wanting to connect with divine feminine. So I don't think divine masculine realizes they might have some competition. Let's see, anything else that... Yeah, I think divine masculine doesn't know that divine feminine is still very loyal to them. Still, there's this loyalty. There's a loyalty. Okay, so what are the blockages to union on divine masculine's side? Blockages to union on divine masculine's side. Well, their mind might be a little bit too open. There's an indecisiveness. Just like I said, there's options for divine feminine, there's options for divine masculine. I feel like for a lot of you guys here, divine masculine, you're a very attractive, charming person. You've got options in love. And so I feel like divine masculine's kind of some divine masculines aren't open to twin flames or soulmates or whatever. They don't like those labels, and that makes sense. And so they're just kind of like, I don't know, whatever happens in love happens. Like, they feel a connection to divine feminine, but they're still not wanting to take any major action. They're thinking about reaching out, but they're not. This is the blockage here. It's just like their mind is open, which isn't a bad thing. It's just they've just, yeah, their mind is just open. They're not sure. They're indecisive. And I also feel from divine masculine that they're disconnecting from the world. It's not just divine feminine that divine masculine is disconnecting with. They're kind of, we got that cave energy earlier. They're wanting to kind of pull back, retreat. They're not socializing a lot. They're not really growing their circle of friends or really pursuing new opportunities. They're kind of feeling comfortable with where they're at right now. So feeling indecisive and maybe a little closed off to change. That's a blockage for divine masculine. They need to free themselves, create more opportunities. The cards are flying everywhere. Woo. My charger got disconnected. Hang on, you guys. So, yeah, divine masculine just isn't sure what to dedicate themselves to in their life overall. Not to say that there's anything bad happening in their life, it's just they don't know where their heart is. They need to go within and kind of search themselves and figure out what they want. Blockages. There's a rebirth energy, which is very good for divine masculine coming in. And there will be situations around them that will cause them to want to basically figure out like what direction they're going in when it comes to everything, not just love. So I think that's a blockage, but it will be cleared naturally in good timing. Now with divine feminine, what is the blockage? What are the blockages to union on divine feminine side? Divine feminine is still really expecting some type of grand gesture, and is still really holding on to the past when it comes to how this connection used to be, or what was promised in the past, or something like that. I think divine feminine, that's their blockage. Like, divine feminine needs to see eventually in their own time a new potential, a new possibility for this connection. Needs to let go of the past, cherish the past, but let there be a fresh slate, not holding grudges with the divine masculine anymore about anything that was said or done. I feel like there's a message coming out that says whatever was said or done was like meant to be, meant to happen. And, you know, if fresh slate's needed. And this is saying divine feminine needs some time alone. This is the lone wolf to manifest new opportunities and new outcomes. And divine feminine needs to let go of heaviness and any density that's connected with this situation, to let go in divine feminine's own time, not being forced to do it overnight, but let go of any pain or hurt and feelings of animosity towards the divine masculine for this period of separation, realizing it's meant to be for both. And then this is the red flag card. Maybe divine feminine still has fears about what it would be like to actually manifest that union. As exciting as it would be, there could be some subconscious fears about the changes involved. And so it seems like fear of change is a blockage on both sides here. So now we're going to go ahead and see divine masculine's true feelings about union at this time. Good card to see. We keep seeing this. Okay, so I think that divine masculine is really thinking optimistically about this and willing to get to know the divine feminine again, like starting over, starting with a blank slate, starting fresh. And this is saying divine masculine is like healing the past and is releasing anything that doesn't serve them and cutting cords with karmic relationships. And so, yeah, there's just a really big rebirth energy around the divine masculine right now. And I think divine masculine is open, getting, still a little indecisive, but is willing to give it a chance and get to know the divine feminine, is thinking about connecting. Now, divine feminine, how is divine feminine feeling about union right now? Divine feminine is still a little disconnected from this energy, kind of feeling hung out to dry, but still open to having a heart-to-heart conversation or speaking. So I feel like both parties are open to speaking to each other, but divine feminine is a little bit more reserved about it, like a little bit more worried about it, what that would be like, what that would sound like, what that would look like, maybe overthinking that. Now I'm going to see, how does divine masculine feel about reaching out to divine feminine at this time? They're still thinking about reconciliation, but it's like too soon right now. Like right now is like, they're just like, not right now. It's like they feel the vibes around the divine feminine that like they need their space. And some divine feminine who are watching might be like, no, I don't want my space. I want them to reach out. But I just feel like that there's an energy of that still around divine feminine. And I think that divine masculine is going to continue the separation, isn't thinking about reaching out, but one day will, because I do see reconciliation and openness to that. How does divine feminine feel about reaching out to divine masculine? I think some divine feminines will reach out. Not all of them. I think that some divine feminines, they do want to give the relationship a chance and are feeling worthy of this love and wanting, you see this divine feminine here with this arrow kind of shooting it out. So divine feminine might be reaching out in various ways or thinking about it. So let's go ahead and get final message for divine masculine advice. So like this is advice to divine masculine about what to do in this situation with divine feminine. This is the love triangle card. This is the lovers, the forest lovers. And traditionally in the tarot, the lovers has to do with like a third party situation or like an affair or like a third party involved in the love life, choosing between two or more options, a choice between old and new, security and risk. Should I stay? Should I go? So I feel like advice to divine masculine is to make a choice. To make a choice about union. This is reunion. To make a choice about what you want here with divine feminine. Doesn't mean you have to act on it. Sometimes it's best to make a choice and, take some time to settle with that choice in your heart before you act on it. That keeps you from being impulsive. So make a choice and sit with that choice for a while and just see how it feels. Try it on for a while before you take action. The choice here is, make a choice. And then this is saying, seek out advice from others you trust or mentors, teachers, elders, people or someone that you respect. Maybe tell them your situation. Maybe open yourself up for some type of unbiased opinion. And then it also says it will help divine masculine to kind of rest on making a choice here about divine feminine. It'll help to just kind of rest and allow your inner self to speak to you. And there's a message just overall to Divine Masculine, like you are going through this big transformation right now. And there's going to be a lot to celebrate. Things in your life just seem to be going a lot better. I think you're probably thinking like everything's just the same thing, the same day over and over, Groundhog Day, but there's actually some big changes coming, big celebrations to be had. Yeah, there you go. In the same situation, every day is the same. You want to get out of this cycle. Changes will be made. You need to rest up and get ready to make changes. And the changes you're going to make have to do with the choices and the decisions. You have all the power, Divine Masculine. You have all the control. You can make whatever you want to have happen in your life. If you want to connect with your Divine Feminine, you can make it happen. But you might have to make changes in other areas of your life first. Sometimes you need to create change so you're ready to connect with that person. You're being protected. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what changes you make, you have that protection. You have that safety. I feel like Divine Masculine, you're staying stuck in this cycle or in this situation because it's comfortable to you. And something needs to change, because I did see earlier something about struggle with money or finances, or struggle with feeling burnt out. You're getting this rust card, like you're burnt out. You feel like you've given all you can. You give a lot of energy in your life. This might be related to finances and career. Maybe it's time to start thinking about building, like being an entrepreneur, building your own job, or finding another job, or doing a side hustle, or making a compromise at work or something so you can retain some of your energy. Seems like you don't have a lot of free time, Divine Masculine. You're in this cave for a reason. You're pulling back from everybody and everything for a reason, but you've been in here for a long time. And so this is saying empower yourself. Empower yourself to come out of your cave. You've learned so much in this time. You've become so wise. You've grown from a child into this Divine Masculine now. Like you have this strength in you, and there's so many opportunities out there. Don't be afraid to change your situation. Don't be afraid to take opportunities, to follow your heart. You trust your heart when it comes to the decision you got to make, but your logic, your clear thinking is going to help you take the steps you need to take. So learn how to use your heart. Doesn't mean you got to neglect your head though. And do something that's more fun. I think Divine Masculine's been very serious lately. Like, what about having fun? Fun isn't just for the weekends. What if you could create a life that's fun for you, that still brings you abundance, that still brings you, everything you need to stay safe and protected? What if you could have that every day? What if you could have that weekend life every single day? That's an option for Divine Masculine if you can find a way to create it. And this is saying, yes, you've had some type of big idea on your mind lately, and they're saying, yes, move forward with it, get these roots in the ground, like, this is going to take off for you. You've been through a lot. You're very strong. There's opportunities surrounding you. You're like a man now. So I know not all Divine Masculines are men, but I feel the strength of the Divine Masculine in this reading. And, don't put off death. There's some things, people, places, situations, habits that aren't serving you. You got to let them go in order to have this new rebirth in your life. All right. So yeah, this is saying a lot of cards about celebration, new friends, open yourself up to new people and new horizons, new surroundings. Open yourself to change and letting new energy in your life when you're ready, after you're done with this rest, after you're ready to come out of your cave. So I hope that resonates. Next, we're going to give a message now to Divine Feminine. What Divine Feminine needs to do in order to just like advice for Divine Feminine in general regarding the situation and life in general. So Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine really needs to work on building their foundation. I feel like for Divine Feminine, it's not necessarily about going somewhere new, because some Divine Feminine are thinking, I need to go somewhere. You're feeling like you need that change in your surroundings or in your circumstances, but I feel like the message is that the change comes from within. And so Divine Feminine needs to clarify their goals and their intentions and get that foundation solid. Divine Feminine needs to not just wait around for Divine Masculine to come rescue them from everything and make everything better. You know, I feel like if you just sit around waiting for Divine Masculine and expect them to solve all your problems, that's going to get you dug into a hole, because in the meantime your life is going to go down in flames. So no waiting for white and shining armor, no waiting for a savior. You are your own savior. You are your own rescuer. And so this is saying rescue yourself by setting goals and working up with getting your foundation solid. So for some Divine Feminine, that means you got to get out of your comfort zone. We're talking a lot about caves lately, getting out of your cave. For a lot of people, it's like the end of winter, the end of hibernation, and it's spring, time to connect, time to get outside, get outdoors. This is saying oftentimes when you pray, you wish, you fantasize, you set a dream or a goal, it's other people that can come help answer your prayer, or that sometimes are a part of that manifestation. So open yourself up, open your heart up to new people, new friends, new connections. We saw that for Divine Masculine as well. There's a lot of mirroring here in this advice. This is talking about the end of grief, the end of a grieving process. Sometimes with separation from a loved one, or twin flame, soulmate separation, or whatever, there can be a grieving process when you realize you have to let that person go, and like there's no guarantees, and you just gotta like go on your own path. I feel like this is embodying that. You've done it inside of your mind and in your heart, and now it's time to go out and live your life as if they were never going to come. Live your life as if you and Divine Masculine were never going to connect. You know, what would happen? You'd probably go through a grieving process, and then you would move on, and you would create a good foundation and create an amazing life for yourself. You're still worthy to live a life that you love, and to have your dreams, and to wake up every day and feel good no matter who's in or out of your life. And so there's an insecurity on the side of Divine Feminine right now about making their mark on the world, about getting out there and serving their purpose, you know, and that means something different for everyone. You don't have to cure cancer, you know, you don't have to be spiritual or anything, you know, everyone's serving their purpose in a different way. And so a lot of times you serve your purpose just by being yourself, just by being authentic. So this is about living your truth, living it in authenticity for Divine Feminine. And I do think eventually you will get that change you're looking for, as far as like moving somewhere, or traveling somewhere, or going somewhere, or changing environments perhaps of some sort. But I feel like for now you gotta go on your own. You gotta take this journey and live it out from the inside out. You've learned a lot within yourself, and now it's time to ground this by bringing it down into the earth, if that makes sense. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. Thank you guys so much for coming to my channel. If you're interested in having a love reading or a twin flame reading on my channel, on my website, you can purchase a single topic energy reading. Single topic energy reading is for love, or honestly any topic, but it just has to be one topic. So if you want to know about love, and then your career, and then this decision you want to make, that would be my multiple topic or my in-depth reading. But if you just want a twin flame reading, or you want a soulmate reading, or reading about love, or you want to get a similar reading to this one, just more specified to you, then that's my single topic reading. And all my information is below. And yeah, come back to my channel. I always have free readings up for you guys every day. And I really appreciate everyone's support. I'll see you later. Peace out.